I always hated family reunions. Not because of the food, or the dusty old farmhouse my aunt insisted on holding them in every damn year, or the awkward small-talk relatives tried to force out of me like they were squeezing toothpaste from an empty tube. No, I hated them because of my brother, Jason, the walking, talking embodiment of piece of shit older sibling energy. To everyone else, Jason was the golden boy, the charming one, the funny one, the one who kept the family together. Yeah, well, that same guy also shoved me down a flight of stairs when I was 14 because I looked annoying. And guess what? The whole wheelchair situation. Yeah, that's thanks to him too. Not that he ever admitted it. Oh no, he spun it into some bullshit story about how I was clumsy or dramatic or exaggerating my injuries. And the family bought it. They always bought his garbage because Jason could smile with that greasy salesman confidence and everyone melted like butter on hot toast. I didn't want to go to the reunion this year, but my doctor, Dr. Rourke, practically ordered me to take a break from the depressing loop of home hospital therapy. You need sunlight, crowds, noise, real life, he said. Easy for him to say. He could walk. He could run. Hell, he could skip if he wanted to. But fine. Whatever. I agreed. Mostly because I was tired of him giving me that disappointed dad look. So there I was. Backyard full of folding tables, plastic chairs, kids running around with half-melted popsicles, uncles yelling at a grill that wasn't doing anything wrong, and my brother laughing like he owned the place. I swear, the second he saw me rolling up, his smile widened like I was just another prop in his stand-up comedy routine. Well, look who finally made it, he said loud enough for the next 3 zip codes to hear. Did the pity train drop you off late, or what? A few relatives chuckled. Not all of them, just the ones who thought they were funnier than they were. I ignored him. That was my plan. Ignore Jason, eat food, avoid being stepped on by children who were basically tiny tornadoes, go home. Easy. But Jason wasn't built for being ignored. The guy needed attention like plants needed sunlight, except he didn't grow. He got meaner. Started small. He accidentally bumped into my wheelchair. Then he made jokes about premium seating. Then he asked me if I wanted him to push me around like a stroller. Every comment sharper than the last, each one landing like a slap I couldn't dodge. Kept my cool. Mostly because Dr. Rourke was supposed to show up later with some papers for me to sign. I just needed to survive until then. But Jason had other plans. I was near the drinks table, trying to pour myself some lemonade without spilling it everywhere like some sad movie scene, when Jason strutted behind me like a hyena stalking prey. "Hey guys!" he shouted. "Watch this!" Before I could even turn, his hands slammed onto the handles of my wheelchair. And then he pushed. Not a gentle push. Not even a shove. He launched me. My wheels jerked. The world tilted. And in less than a second I was airborne. My ass hit the ground so hard I swear the earth felt it. Pain shot through my legs. Well, the pieces of them that still felt anything. And my hands scraped against the dry grass. Everyone turned. Everyone stared. And then they laughed. Not all of them, but enough. Enough to feel like a damn stadium. Jason walked around me like he was inspecting damage on a car he found funny. Bro, stop faking for attention. Seriously. It's embarrassing now. Just stand up. Laughter grew louder, sprinkled with a few, "Oh my God, Jason." But they were the type of gasps people do when they're pretending to care but really enjoying the drama. I lay there, staring at the sky, jaw tight, chest burning. Not from pain, from humiliation that hit harder than the fall. And right as Jason hit another stupid punchline and people kept laughing like hyenas in heat, a throat cleared. Loud, sharp, powerful enough to slice through the noise like a knife. Everything stopped. Every chuckle froze midair. Because the person standing behind all of them, arms folded, eyes locked on Jason like he was about to be vaporized, was Dr. Rourke. My doctor. My surgeon. My eyewitness. The man who knew the truth about everything. And he opened his mouth and said 5 words. "He's not faking. You are." You could have heard a damn pin drop. All that noise, all that laughter. It evaporated like someone shut off the oxygen. Jason's face twisted, like his brain couldn't compute the idea that somebody anybody would check him publicly. "Excuse me?" he said with that smug grin twitching like it was malfunctioning. Dr. Rourke stepped forward. Not running. Not panicked. Just steady, calm, terrifying in that "I know everything you did" type of way. "Let me repeat it," he said, voice crisp. "He's not faking. You are." Jason scoffed, but it came out thin. Dude, I don't even know you." "Oh, you know me," Rourke said. "I'm the doctor who treated your brother after the spinal fractures you caused." Every eye snapped back to Jason like he had just turned into a live grenade. My aunt's jaw dropped. My uncle actually choked on his drink. One of the kids dropped their popsicle like it was too heavy for this level of drama. Jason's face? Priceless. He looked like someone unplugged him from the power source and he was rebooting slowly. What the hell are you talking about?" he sputtered. Rourke didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "You pushed him down the stairs when he was 14. I saw the x-rays. I saw the damage. And I saw the pattern of the injuries. That wasn't a fall. That was force. Repeated force." My heartbeat hammered in my ears. I told people that for years. Nobody listened. But hearing it out loud, from a damn surgeon, felt like justice crawling up from the grave. Jason's mouth opened, but Rourke kept going. "You covered it up for years. You manipulated your family. Gaslit this young man until he questioned his own reality. And today you shoved him out of his wheelchair in front of the entire family." My mother actually covered her mouth like she was watching some soap opera reveal. Except this wasn't TV. This was my life. Jason tried to laugh it off. "Dude, lighten up. I was just messing around. He can handle a joke, right?" He looked at the family, searching for someone to back him up. Silence. Not a single person moved. Not a single person smiled. Rourke crouched beside me. "Do you need help up?" "Yeah," I muttered, suddenly aware of how pathetic I must have looked on the ground. But he didn't let me feel pathetic. He helped me up like I mattered. Like I wasn't some running joke at a family reunion circus. My cousin whispered, "Oh my God, Jason did that." My aunt glared at Jason with disgust so deep it looked like she'd aged 5 years in 5 seconds. "Jason, is that true?" Jason's nostrils flared. "Oh, come on. You're gonna believe some doctor over your own blood." "Yes," she snapped before he even finished the sentence. That was new. My family never snapped at Jason. Ever. Rourke straightened up. "In fact, I brought paperwork today." Jason blinked. "For what? A pity diagnosis?" "No," Rourke said slowly, like explaining math to a brick wall. "For the ongoing case review. The one involving negligent family behavior, repeated abuse, and falsification of medical history." Oh, that broke the sound barrier again. My dad stepped forward, face red. Not proud dad red, but holy shit, I raised a monster red. "Jason, you pushed your brother again? After what you did to him years ago?" Jason opened his mouth, but Dad didn't let him speak. "I'm done protecting you." Those words, from him, sounded like thunder. See, my dad wasn't loud. He wasn't emotional. He was the quiet type. But when the quiet ones crack, the whole world shakes. He pointed at Jason like he was banishing him from Earth. "Get out." "What? Dad? Out? Are you kidding me?" "For him? He's been milking that wheelchair for years." That was it. Dad lunged forward so fast 3 uncles had to hold him back. And for the first time in my life, Jason actually looked scared. Not annoyed. Not smug. Scared. "You could have killed him," Dad shouted. "You almost did once. And you think you can still bully him like he's nothing?" Jason stammered something like, "This is bullshit." But nobody cared. Nobody even looked at him. He stormed off toward his car, muttering curses. But it didn't matter. Nobody followed. Nobody defended him. For the first time in my life, he was alone. Rourke placed a hand on my shoulder. "I'm sorry this happened again. But at least now they know." And holy hell, they did. The looks on my relatives' faces were a mix of guilt, anger, shame, and realization. They looked at me not like a burden, not like some dramatic actor, but like someone they finally saw for the first time. It was overwhelming. But it wasn't over. Not by a long shot. After Jason sped off like the road owed him a damn apology, the entire atmosphere of the reunion shifted. The laughter was gone. The gossip died. The kids stopped screaming. Even the grill quieted down like it knew this wasn't barbecue fun time anymore. People approached me in slow, hesitant steps. Faces twisted with guilt they should have had years ago. My mom was the first. Eyes glossy, hands trembling. "Honey, why didn't you tell us?" I let out a humorless laugh. I did. That hit her like a bullet. She winced, stepping back as the truth punched through every excuse she'd ever made for Jason. Dad came next, and for the first time since I was a kid, he knelt beside me so we were eye level. No fatherly pride or detached disappointment. Just raw, broken regret. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I should have believed you back then. I should have protected you." "You didn't," I said quietly. "Not cruel. Just honest." He nodded, swallowing hard. "I know. But I will now. From this point on, I will." One by one, different relatives apologized. Some mumbled a quick sorry. Others cried like they were confessing sins. A few had the decency to admit they laughed because it was easier to follow Jason's energy than confront him. Cowards. But at least they weren't cowards now. Meanwhile, Dr. Rourke sat at a table, flipping through the paperwork he'd brought. Documents detailing my medical history, the injuries I'd sustained, the patterns he recognized years ago, and the statements he intended to present in court. Court. Turns out, things from the past don't always stay buried, especially when you dig them back up with the right people watching. I rolled over to him. "You didn't have to do all that." He looked at me like I'd said something stupid. "Of course I did. You deserved someone in your corner." That hit harder than any shove Jason ever gave me. I stared at the filled-out forms, official documents, witness statements, medical assessments. Proof. Literal proof that everything I'd lived through wasn't in my head. Proof that I wasn't dramatic or weak or lying for attention. Proof that I survived something people refused to acknowledge. "You still want to go through with this?" he asked. I took a long breath. Looked around at my entire family staring at me with regret they couldn't erase. And I thought about Jason, how he walked through life like he owned it while I had to rebuild mine from scratch. "Yeah," I said. "I want to go through with it." Rourke nodded. "Good. Because you deserve justice." Justice. Damn. That was a word I hadn't heard directed at me in forever. The sun started dipping as the awkward reunion limped on. Some tried to salvage it, but the energy was dead. The event was officially the Jason Disgrace Show, and nothing was going to change that. As the crowd thinned, Dad asked if I wanted help to the car. "No," I said. "I can roll myself." He nodded, eyes soft. "Okay, but walk next to me." "All right?" That small sentence meant everything. We reached the car slowly, quietly, and for the first time in years I didn't feel like a burden. I felt seen. As we strapped in and started heading home, my phone buzzed. A text from Jason. "You think you won today? This isn't over." I smirked and texted back, "You're right. It's just starting." Because now the truth was out. The mask was off. And the world finally saw who the real monster was and who the survivor was. And this time, he wasn't the one in control. I was. If you've ever been pushed down, silenced, ignored, or gaslit, don't let anyone bury your truth. Speak up. Stand your ground. Your story matters, your pain matters, and you deserve justice. Share this story so others know they're not alone. And follow me for more powerful storytelling that exposes the truth and empowers the people who've been underestimated for too damn long.